Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream with our Humane Canada Summit for Animals speakers. I am your host, Natalia Hansen from Humane Canada Summit for Animals. And today we will be talking about how to market, how to promote, how to work when you have a behaviorally challenged dog in finding them the right home. What kind of message should you use? How can you ensure that they are going to the right people? And I have two guests joining from the Calgary Humane Society. They are Joanna Mihawk and Marisa Hansen. So I encourage, if you're watching this live, I encourage you to post questions, comments. This is an opportunity for you to ask them questions ahead of the conference because Joanna and Marisa are going to present a session on this topic at Humane Canada Summit for Animals, which is happening in Montreal, April 27th, 28th, and 29th. And the conference is 75% sold out. So I also encourage you, if you're watching this, whether you're watching live or watching the replay, if you're interested in attending, please go ahead and secure your spot because we only have over 2 months left for the conference. And don't wait until it's sold out. Secure your participation. Okay, so let me tell you about our guests before I bring them on. So we'll be talking to Joanna Mihawk and Marisa Hansen. Joanna is, sorry, one second, sorry. Joanna joined Calgary Humane Society in 2018, bringing nearly 20 years of human resources experience and a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Her passion for animal welfare and strong leadership have helped modernize the adoptions department and foster collaboration across Calgary Humane Society. She was recognized as Calgary Humane Society's Leader of the Year in 2023. Marisa Hansen holds a Bachelor of Science in Biology and a certificate in digital marketing from the University of Calgary. With experience in marketing, recruitment, and visitor engagement, she joined Calgary Humane Society as a digital content producer and now serves as manager of communications. Marisa also volunteers as director of communications for CEP Calgary, combining her passion for animal welfare with her expertise in digital marketing. Let's bring them out on the screen. Good morning, ladies.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us from Calgary. Can we please talk about the beautiful mural behind you?
I'm trying to hide the dog mouth with the tongue with my hair. But we recently just had this done. It's animals that have been adopted from us, so our nice alumni. It just got painted. This is our Humane Ed hub, so this is where the kids come and learn about animal welfare.
That is so beautiful. And they are actually animals that have come through the Calgary Humane Society's doors.
Yes, yeah, we have even our Humane Ed gecko named Gertie is right here.
That's so cool. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. That definitely caught my attention as soon as you joined the studio. So thank you so much for being here. As I said in the intro, you will be leading a session together. You'll be co-speakers to talk about how to market behaviorally challenged or complex dogs. So let's give our viewers a sneak peek because the goal of these live streams is that we give them an idea of what kind of topics and what kind of speakers they're going to meet. And here at the conference, we don't want to give too much away because we want to get them to Montreal. So why don't you start by telling us who is this session for? Because we have 10 educational topics, we have over 55 sessions, but this one specifically that you're delivering, who should attend this session? For example, adoption staff, the marketing team at a Humane Society or SPCA. Tell us.
I would say definitely the adoptions teams, the marketing teams, the communication teams, really anybody. I know that, different organizations have different sizes and different organizational structures, but anybody who is involved in talking about an animal that can be a little bit harder to place. So that can also extend to reception staff, any staff that are dealing with members of the public that are coming in and out of the shelter on a daily basis. Our community outreach team would be, that provides them with some language to speak on this topic. would say really anybody who's interested in helping us place these behaviorally challenged dogs or in doing so in their own organization would benefit, we hope, from our talk.
Awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So now you know. Sorry, Maurice, are you going to add something?
No, Joanna did perfectly.
Yeah. So for anyone who's watching, if you're part of the community outreach team, the adoptions team, of course, marketing communications, join their session at the Summit for Animals. So obviously, this is something that shelters, rescues, humane societies, SPCAs see often, and I think it could potentially apply to cats as well. But let's focus specifically on dogs. Some come with some behavioral issues. Do you call them issues? Is that the right word? And sometimes they are a little bit harder to place in a forever home or to promote them out, right? Rather than your cute little 8 week old puppy who's just a ball of fluff and love and adorable. So, can you tell us about some of the biggest challenges, marketing challenges that shelters make when they're promoting these behaviorally complex dogs, and how can they be avoided?
Yeah, I think the biggest issue is that it does involve a challenge. A lot of people want the puppy who is cute and fluffy, and they will poop on your carpet, but it's okay because they're so cute and they're so like little. Whereas someone will see that a dog maybe is dog reactive, and they might be like, well, that's not might not be the right home for them, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with saying that this is not the right lifestyle for this dog. It's just really honing in on what the positives are on top of those challenges and not sugarcoating them. Like challenges are challenges, and we don't want someone thinking that it's not going to be hard work to work through that, and that's totally fine. So it's a lot about not sugarcoating anything and not just passing it off as if it doesn't matter. It's about
Mhm.
highlighting the positives as well and making sure that when we say these challenges, but with those positives, that people are coming forward with a home that's right for that animal. We don't want someone thinking that, oh, there's no challenges I'm going to face, so this is perfect, because then that's when we get animals are going to be brought back because the challenges weren't explicitly talked about.
Exactly. So it basically sounds like you don't hide anything. You are very honest, you're straight up in the messaging, and you tell people this is what you can expect with this dog. Are you okay?
Yeah,
I'm not okay. And if you're not okay, it's okay.
exactly. There's no point in like not being honest about what the behaviors are going to be. And behaviors change in different situations, different environments, different people, all these things. And especially with Calgary Humane, we provide so much after like help and resources to these people, especially with the behaviorally challenging dogs, that we get a pretty extensive adoption package so that people feel helped and supported after they bring home these dogs, even if they're a little bit worried about these challenges, because we don't want them thinking that it's not possible, because it is. It's absolutely possible with the right family.
Yeah, for sure. I can imagine. Is there something you want to add to that, Joanna?
I think Marissa spoke to that really well. Just that overall, our goal always is to make sure that we're setting the animal and the family up for success. And we have found that transparency, as Marissa said, in the challenges is important, as is highlighting the positives. We know that behaviors that we see here in the shelter are not always translated in a home,
Yeah.
but just making sure that we are sharing all known information, getting as much information from the family, and also providing them with robust post-adoption support, so that they feel supported through their entire journey, and that ultimately we are able to place these slightly more behaviorally challenging dogs. We like to not refer to them as like problem dogs. Sometimes colloquially we will say they're struggle bugs. Um, but through whatever situation they've come from, whether it's experiences that they've had or experiences they haven't had the opportunity to have, they just again, aren't the 8-week-old cocker spaniel puppies that flew out of here in about a day.
Oh, really? Is that a thing? Is that a trend? If you have Cocker Spaniel puppies, they go like hotcakes?
We just had some, and I will say that puppies are gross. So everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, puppies are so great. They're gross." So sometimes it's better to have that adult dog that needs a little extra love and care.
Honestly, yeah. I personally I have three dogs and I only have a puppy because he kind of crossed my path. I was in Ghana in Africa and he was about 3 months old and I became attached to him and I took him with me. But it's a challenge. He's 2 years old now and he still has some puppy behaviors, whereas my girls, one is about, they're both rescue, so I'm not 100% sure how old they are, but I'm guessing around 7 and 14. Completely different. Like this young dude has eaten my remote controls, shoes. Anyways, yeah, yeah. So I'm personally also a big fan of adopting mature, older dogs than puppies. Yeah, yeah. But they're just so cute, and I can see why people just gravitate towards them, and same with kittens. So I want to know if there is a particular memorable story, success story, where creative marketing played a key role in a dog's adoption.
I can take this one first. I've been here for about a year and a half, and I started as primarily just our social media person. Now I manage the whole team, but I still have a really big hand in our social media. But my favorite success story that I tell absolutely everyone I ever meet is we had this dog, and nothing was wrong with him, which is like he was perfect. But because he was kind of a big hound, people didn't like gravitate towards him because he was big. So that wasn't a challenge on his part. It was just a challenge on the fact that he wasn't a small, cute Maltese puppy. So we did a lot for this dog. He was my favorite dog in the whole world. And we did a really fun thing where we did a social media takeover for him. So our whole day for that, for social media stories, posts, anything like that was just about this one dog, Louis. And we really just, we got all of our staff to post about him, their favorite memories about him. We asked the public to post about him, if they've like hung out with him, volunteers, everything like that. Just to really, because it's one thing for a shelter to say, hey, this dog is amazing and we love him.
Yeah.
But it's another for staff to say that we love him, volunteers to say that we love him. The public, if they happen to visit us a couple times, to say that. It's like getting that community involvement, I think really helped show that we weren't just saying this is a great dog. It's everyone saw that it was a great dog. And he finally got adopted after way too many days. And that is my heart and soul of why I love this job so much.
I love that. What a beautiful story.
Uh,
And then for myself, my favorite, at least to date, because of course we continue trying to be creative, but we had an adolescent dog that was, I mean, the definition of gangly. He was very thin, he was very long, he was very tall. He was definitely a bit derpy looking, if that's okay to say, in all of the best possible ways. He had some issues managing his own anxieties and his own energy levels. And we created an artist in residence program for him. We had him, with the help of one of our kids' camps, do some painting. We then displayed his artwork next to his artist biography in our lobby. And it was just such a, at the time, such a crazy idea that we were like, will this work? I mean, maybe not. It'll be fun anyways. It was great enrichment for him. And the owner of this dog now, she has happily displayed his artwork in her living room, point of pride. So,
I love that. Oh my gosh. That is something that I would do as well. I'd be like, did you know my dog's son is an artist? I would probably put together a whole like gallery situation, because that's kind of the kind of person I am.
I really wanted to have him have a little beret, but we drew the line at that.
Love that you both have such cool jobs. Honestly, I love that. That's adorable. Thank you for sharing those particular stories. Are you going to share more stories, more case studies at the conference?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Chris.
We built this
Maybe.
presentation based around case stories, or case studies. So we're looking at different dogs that have different behavioral challenges, and different ways that we have marketed them based on the challenge. A big thing is that no dog is the same and no situation is the same. So we don't want to have people think that there's a framework that every single time that a behaviorally challenging dog comes in, we're just going to do this, this, and this, and it's going to work, because it doesn't, and that's just life. So I think it's really important to highlight that the different challenges that these dogs have and how we have to create these individual marketing plans for them.
Yeah, that's very important what you just said about there's no like framework. It's not like this is the way, that's it, there's no other way. Boom, here you go and you'll be successful. You can't guarantee that.
Yeah, with our case studies, we are hoping a couple of our case studies are currently still available for adoption. We're really hoping to be able to pivot those slides to a success story, but we're quite honest in that some of these are success stories and some of these are to be determined stories. So recognizing that sometimes, as Marissa mentioned with Louis, it's inexplicable. We don't understand why nobody wants this amazing dog yet. But it's a yet, and we keep working, and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's great. And this is what's really great about the Summit for Animals, as you can learn from other people and other organizations and hear what they're doing, how they're doing it, and try to adapt that to your own environment and to your own success. Because like you said, it's not like this is the model, this is it, buy, go, be successful. No, but you can at least get ideas and get your wheels turning and say, oh, Calgary Humane Society is doing it this way, but I work for Nova Scotia SPCA, which is on the other side of the country. Maybe the way they do their marketing out there on the East Coast is different. This year, for example, we have attendees from Nunavut, from Northwestern Territories. How do they do it out there? And it's a mutual relationship, really, and a win-win situation, because for example, you two are speakers, but you're also attendees. You're also going to sit in some sessions. You're also going to learn yourselves, so you can learn too from other people. So Joanna, I know this will be your third time coming to the Summit for Animals, but this is your first time presenting. So how are you feeling about that, switching from an attendee to a speaker?
I am very, very excited. I did submit abstracts the last 2 years as well, so I've been working hard to be approved as a speaker, and I was very excited to be approved as a speaker this year. I feel like I'm excited to experience it from the aspect of a speaker, but more than anything else, I have always loved to share knowledge. I've loved to train. We're not presenting this as a training session per se. Like Marissa said, we don't have a framework that works for every dog, because every dog is an individual, and every time it comes in, it's a different situation, different time in all of the things. But I love attending the summit to learn from other people, to network, to realize how similar a lot of our challenges are, yet how different some of them are. It's fascinating to me how much we can learn from each other.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I'm so happy you're feeling that way, and congratulations on being selected as a speaker. What about you, Marisa? This is going to be your first time coming to the Summit for Animals. How are you feeling?
I'm so excited. Joanna asked me if I wanted to do a presentation with her, and I like cried the whole way home because I was so excited and so happy. So it's just I feel so honored to be able to come in and share the knowledge that I've gotten throughout the past year and a half of working at a shelter, as well as bringing in some knowledge that I have from like working at a university and working at a zoo. And I kind of have like a strange portfolio that way that I hope will be very helpful when we're presenting. But I'm also so excited just to meet people from different organizations and see what they're doing and learn. And I'm really hoping that I can bring a lot of knowledge back to my team, and we can start getting more dogs and cats and turtles out of here quicker, because that's always the goal here.
Did you say turtles?
Yeah, no, we have a lot of turtles, and not surprisingly, it takes a while to get them adopted. We also had, and me and Joanna are gonna start giggling. We also had a huge fish intake about a year ago, and it took almost a year to get 2 last fish adopted, and that was me and Joanna's dying wish, is to get these plecos adopted, and that was one of my other success stories that has nothing to do with dogs. But the day they got adopted, me and Joanna were like hugging in like a during a meeting because it was so exciting, and all it took was just one really, to be frank, obnoxious TikTok saying how long these we can't talk about it without giggling. It was so ridiculous. Um, so yeah, just I mean, I don't know if anyone else has ever had a fish problem like that, where that is their one true goal, to get them adopted, but there might be, and maybe if fish come in again, I can learn how to get them out quicker.
That's so interesting. I never thought about that. You should add that to your LinkedIn profiles as one of your career achievements. We
Yeah.
got these 2 last fish adopted.
We did choose this to focus this topic on our behaviorally challenging dogs because that's something we've been seeing an increase of. But realistically speaking, the marketing strategies can be adapted towards, as Marissa said, our plecos. I mean, it really was like all we want for Christmas is our plecos to be adopted last year. Out of, I mean, hundreds of aquatic animals intake, they were the last two. Um,
Wow.
but you can also adapt those strategies to, the senior cats, the spicier cats, the aquatic turtles that need a significant sized aquarium. That, yeah, it really can be adapted to any animal that you're struggling to find a forever home for.
Yeah, thanks for saying that because I was actually going to ask you that. I was going to ask if your session can be applicable to other scenarios, not specifically to behaviorally challenged dogs. And the answer is yes. Even we may have some organizations that are more rural and are dealing with, let's say, horses, for instance. So maybe they will learn ways to market and promote these horses that need help. So this is also an invitation for anyone who's watching to come to the Summit for Animals with an open mind and think of how a topic, how a session or a speaker can benefit you in the particular work that you're doing in that area of work, because it can. When you come with that open mind, you start seeing opportunities. So thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. And I was going to ask you as well, from a shelter setting, because that's where you are. Calgary Humane Society is a shelter. So other people who work or volunteer at shelters, they may want to know this. How can shelters effectively collaborate with community partners to increase the chances of finding homes for behaviorally challenging dogs?
I would say that starting off with an open mind, as you said, Natalia, is a really, really great place to start. We have been, actively trying to increase our transfer network, acknowledging, as you mentioned, sometimes shelters with a more rural base. We are in a city. Um, we have another case study, and I won't talk a lot about him because I don't want to talk about our entire presentation, but
Yeah.
we had a dog that we knew needed a rural placement. He was not going to be successful in an urban environment. And so we just basically sent out a call for help. Said, like, please, everybody who knows anybody who lives outside of a city, talk about this dog. He's a great dog, but he cannot live inside. He never had, he didn't want to. We were concerned with things like self-harming. But being able to build those sorts of networks with our community partners is really important. We've also been able to build some of our post-adoption support with some of our community partners by having certain businesses offering, additional toys or additional food. One of our longer residents at this time comes with a package that includes some additional toys and some additional food that both community partners and members of the public have provided for him. They've said, you know what, I'm not in a position of being able to adopt him myself, but I really want to help. So he has I mean, we should really put it all in a gift basket at this point.
Yeah.
He has a full drawer full of stuff in our adoption area.
Oh, he has a chain too, right?
He does.
Yeah, he has a chain.
Does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
just have a
adorable.
very blingy collar that
Mm. Love that.
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. And what you just said is so important. You put out a call specifically for this dog. Does someone know someone who knows someone? And I think people need to know and remember that they can help animals by helping spread the word. It doesn't always have to be by making a financial donation. You can share a post on your social channels, and you never know who that's going to reach. And it may reach the right person to find that dog the right home, to get that community service in place, to transport that animal, whatever. So just know, if you're watching this, you can help animals as well by sharing our message, like help us spread the word and get it out to more people. So I love that. I can't believe we're almost at the top of the hour. Thank you so much. This time went by so fast for me. And I want to make an important announcement, or not announcement, but an acknowledgement. And is that Calgary Humane Society has been a big supporter of Humane Canada Summit for Animals, probably, I would dare to say, since the conference inception, probably. And this year, they are the sponsors of what we call the Happy Walrus Recharge Room. So, what that is, it's a quiet room where people can go during breaks or even during sessions if they feel overwhelmed, if they just need some quiet space to relax, to recharge, to just close their eyes and not have to listen to anything or talk to anybody. Because, look, we know that a conference setting can be overwhelming. There's a lot going on. Some people can get overstimulated easily. So, if that's the case, if you're going to a conference and you're watching this, please go to the Happy Walrus Recharge Room. It's going to be a specific room in the conference venue, and it's sponsored by our friends at Calgary Humane Society. So, it's important to decompress and it's important to ground ourselves again because it's go, go, go. It's fantastic. Joanna, you've been to a conference before. Marisa, this will be your first time, and I can assure you, you're going to love it. Well, anything in closing, anything that you wanted to add before we go?
I was sorry, Marissa. I was just going to say that if you come to our presentation, you will also get to hear about how we like to celebrate our success stories.
Yeah.
So not enough to just, talk about the marketing of our behaviorally challenging dogs, but how to leverage those successes to thank our community partners, to thank our supporters, but also to show the general public that adopting one of these challenging dogs can be a truly rewarding experience. And we sometimes do things called clapouts that we'll talk a little bit about in our presentation that I almost always am in tears. So I like to not be on camera during those, but it's
Save
pretty
your
emotional.
tears for Montreal.
Yes, yeah. They're in their happy tears, but yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
No, we're just really excited, and we hope people will come and attend our presentation and learn a lot and bring lots of questions. I'm very excited to answer lots of questions, and hopefully this can help people as well as help us in the future.
Yes, exactly. That's a very good point as well. That's their chance to raise their hand, ask a question, or even grab you, in between sessions, like, hey, I'm not sure about this. Can you answer this? Or how have you done that? Like the interaction that people have with speakers, with other attendees, that is so valuable. The networking at this conference is like no other. And you will walk away with new connections, with new learnings, with challenge perceptions, with an open mind. Of course, I have to say all of the beautiful things about the conference because it's pretty awesome. So don't forget, the conference is 75% sold out right now, but there is still a chance for you to secure your spot. You can go to our website, is humanecanada.ca/summit. That's SUMMIT. Secure your registration and get ready to come together in Montreal with 400 plus attendees from all corners of the animal welfare, animal sheltering, and advocacy space. Thank you so much, Joanna and Marisa. Thanks for your time. It was lovely to see you here. Thank you for being in this beautiful space with that gorgeous mural behind you. And I'm excited to see you in Montreal. Have a great weekend and stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you, Natalia. This has been a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye bye, everybody.